Shalom. Call Halimla Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Bashem, or Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And a sincere shalom to the 144,001 third. Salakia. So, U.S. only added 12,000 jobs in this recent NFP report. That's going to be the title of this video. Now, the NFP stands for non-farm non-farm payroll, I believe, is what NFP stands for. So basically, it goes over. So basically, if you don't understand how Esau rolls with his economic growth, his economic dominance, it works like a pyramid scheme, a Ponzi scheme. So what that means is, in order for the economy to keep growing and increasing, more people have to be added. It's crowd funded. More people have to be added. More people have to be added. That's why you have the migrants coming in. Of course, there's numerous reasons behind this whole migrant situation, but that's 100% one of those reasons, because the birth rate here in Babylon is dropping. That's a whole nother lesson going into the birth rate, but just a quick little topic on the birth rate. In South Korea and Japan, they're literally dying. Their population is decreasing essentially every day, because they're more people are dying and leaving the country than babies are being born and people becoming new citizens of South Korea and Japan. And when you look at the birth rate chart, of course these numbers could just be completely fabricated. But when you look at the decline of the Roman Empire, their birth rate dramatically dropped as well. So, and when you look at how society decays, of course, women are going to be having less children because men don't want to get women pregnant. Women don't want to end up pregnant, miscarriages, so on and so forth. Now let's dive into this real quick. Washington AP. America's employers added just 12,000 jobs in October. For reference, I don't have the chart pulled up, but just for reference so you can visualize it. Typically, they add. Oh, wait. Perfect. It has it right here. Last month's hiring gain was down significantly from 223,000. So they typically do six figures in these new jobs. Again, crowd-funded environment. Now, they're saying that it's 12,000 because of hurricanes and the strikes and all that, which may have some truth to it. Or Esau could just be saving face, and we're about to enter another stage of the economic collapse. Who knows? Last month's hiring gain was down significantly from the 223,000 jobs that were added in September. But economists have estimated that Hurricane Helene and Milton, combined with strikes at Boeing and elsewhere, had the effect of pushing down net job growth by tens of thousands of jobs in October. So only tens and thousands. And this is a whole 211,000 drop. So what Esau wants to do is, oh wait, hold on. It says right here, but economists have said that they think the storms and strikes caused up to 100,000 jobs to be dropped, reflecting the impact of the strikes. Factory shed 46,000 positions in October, so they're doing the math on why the numbers were so low. We'll see what their next little numbers will be. The end of November or beginning of December. So the playbook for Esau is to drive the economy down, completely just drive the economy down, making new laws that restrict the rights of the people. Of course, you have the world, what was it? The UN Pact of the Future. So that took away, that made the Constitution null and void. Of course, here in the U.S., these Babylonians ain't going for that. It's gonna be insurrection. Speaking of insurrection, let's get that. Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, and actually the 15th chapter. I always get those two mixed up because they're very similar about going into Jacob's trouble. So Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, and all right, this is not what I wanted, but this is still aligning with what's gonna happen. I think it is in 16, but let's read this. So this is Second Ezra 15 and 55. Second Ezra the 15th chapter and verse 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense, like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith Yahweh, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountain shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. And there's a scene in The Simpsons where it shows people in a mountainous area drinking and eating each other. Literally, they're cannibals. They're eating flesh of people and drinking the blood of people to survive. It was a Simpson. I think it was going into EMP. Yeah, it was. I think it was the EMP episode. I think the Simpsons has multiple, little cut scenes, little skits on the EMP. So I don't know which one it is, but if you look into it, it shows EMP hit Springfield. And then no, it was a TV. It was either like a flashback, like one of the side characters was telling the story of how catastrophic an EMP would be, and then in the flashback it showed people in a mountainous wasteland fighting and killing each other, eating each other, drinking each other's blood. So yeah, this is gonna go down. This is gonna be real sinister. It's gonna get real evil out here, and this is just the tip of the iceberg because that's regular. People have always resorted to cannibalism in times of famine. What's coming is gonna be like a time like no other. You're gonna have these the beast system, which is what the MOTB, the super intelligence AI that's smarter than essentially all humans besides the elect. They're gonna have the robots. You see these all these pestilences hidden back and forth, these apparitions, these newly created beasts. It's gonna be a cluster, FUCK. Now let's go back to 16, 16th chapter. Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendments. So this is a plague right here. This is a plague right here. 12,000 jobs when it's supposed to be six figures for a healthy economy. So Babylon's getting plagued, man. I just read verse 19. Scourges for amendment are sent as scourges for amendment. Amendment for what? For what you done to the children of Israel, man, in the planet. You spread evil to the whole earth, and the Heavenly Father allowed you to do that because what the Heavenly Father is just. He has a balance to things, and the flip side is that you Edomites are about to suffer like no other nation has suffered before. Let's go back here. In a cautionary sign for future hiring, though temporary job placement firms added 49,000 jobs last month, companies often take on temporary workers before committing to full-time employees. So people are going to suffer from this because they're not going to give you no guaranteed full-time job with the benefits, full coverage, health care, and all that. 401k, of course, that 401k at the end of the day doesn't matter because this system's going down. They're gonna implement the CBDCs. This is hyperinflation. The banks is gonna freeze. You understand? So let's get this right here. What I want to get. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 16. 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So this is what? This is going into the collapse of society. This is a part of it right here. This NFP dropping because of what? Unrest, civil unrest, a strike, Docker strike. What was it? A Boeing strike? I don't even know Boeing had a strike. The Docker DOCKERS Docker strike. On what was it? The East Coast, Gulf of Mexico, and the East Coast. Then you had what? Hurricane Helene wiping people out, and then another hurricane that hit Florida. Forgot the name of that. So yeah, Babylon's getting plagued, and let's go into the tempest. Let's type in tempest because the Heavenly Father said what? He was going to send natural disasters. Psalms 11 and 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone in a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So this is hurricane, tornado, right? Hurricanes is more devastating than a tornado, man. Because a tornado lasts, what, 5 minutes? Tear up maybe a couple street blocks. A hurricane can, Hurricane Helene wiped out what? Whole cities. Whole entire cities, gone, roads, whole geography, the terrain of a whole region completely reconfigured. So that's the Heavenly Father's work. And it doesn't matter if Esau was the one who had the technology and did it. Who gave him the technology to do it in the first place? You see? Let's go to Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Ecclesiastes 12th chapter, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So the keepers of the house are what? These bankers, the Warren Buffett, these super high investors in the stock market, BlackRock. Yeah, they gonna fold. Why are they gonna fold? Because they're gonna see the Heavenly Father coming in great might. And on top of that, of course, the ones that are not all the way in the know, because that's what small, great, rich, and poor. What gonna take that MOTB, the charagma? So they're going. So you can have a guy who Edomite that he made it out the mud, so to speak, but he's an Edomite, or hell, he got an inheritance. Could be there's one guy. He's a real popular influencer. I forget his name. He a small hat. He might be a Jake, because he hangs around Jake a lot. He appears to be a Jake, but nonetheless, he calls himself a small hat. He looks like a small hat. His father's a small hat, and his father died and left him 8 figures. And with that 8 figures, he invested it and flipped it. So you're gonna have Edomites like that got that prestige through what? Rape, rob, and murder the Israelites, and being that generational wealth. They're gonna be what? Trembling. Those are the keepers of the house, man. Warren Buffett, these people that's upholding the markets, big players, the whales in the markets. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few. So people that have might, they're gonna fold, and people that are working, that's keeping the infrastructure, keeping society flowing, they're gonna stop. It's not gonna be like you see there, 12,000 jobs last month. Not gonna be a lot of people working, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So it's gonna be gloomy. Babylon the Great is gonna end up a gloomy place. Let's get Isaiah 19. Isaiah the 19th chapter. Isaiah 19:15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So the head will be what? Esau. And the tail will be Jake. And of course, you're going to have Jakes in higher positions than Edomites, and Esau in lower positions than Israelites. But the exception doesn't change the rule. Like that's one of the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Let's get that. Maybe it's like 33 or 34. I can do this right here. Head, and then tail. Boom. Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So everybody's finna get that work here in Babylon the Great. Everybody's finna get that work, but it's primarily gonna hit you Edomites, you devils. That's who that's what the day of evil, Jacob's trouble, was made for you Edomites to get jacked up, to fall out of rulership. So I'm going to reread it, Isaiah 19 and 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Let's go into rush, because I don't know what a rush is. Let's learn. See if we can get a proper understanding from this. Rush. Agmon. Rush, bull rush, used as a cord or line of lowly insignificant. Bowing of the head, implication as rush, collectively of rope of rushes, bull rush, cow drone, hook. So let's go back. I think it was the fifth verse 15. Branch or rush. All right, may do. So things are going to be real crooked out here. This place is going to be real messed up. People are going to be hurting worse, I should say. People are already hurting now. It's going to be significantly worse. Let's go to Isaiah, I think the 21st chapter. Let's see. Isaiah 21. Let's do this. Isaiah 24. Isaiah the 24th chapter. Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion, Babylon the Great, is broken down. Because Babel means what? Let's actually get that real quick. I know it goes into confusion, but I want to get the exact terminology of it. So let's do that. And we'll come back. Babylon. 2 Kings 17:24. Alright. And Babel. Confusion by mixing, so you can understand. Babylon goes into what? Confusion. So now do you understand that? When it says the city of confusion, who is that talking about? Now you got to understand it. Isaiah 24 and hold on, this thing is glitching. Won't let me go up. Satan. Alright, let's see. Alright, cool. So Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. So people are going to be weary about who they have in their homes. Why? Food's going to be scarce. Water is going to be scarce. Medicine, resources, all those things are going to be scarce. So why would someone let a friend, especially if you backstab them or they just get a funny vibe from you, they ain't gonna let you in your house in the house. They gonna have a blind. They gonna put blankets over the windows. You see, they gonna board up the windows. It's gonna be real apocalyptic in the coming days. Verse 12, verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So there's still mirth here in Babylon the Great. People are still out there, as I'm making this video, living it up. But it's gonna come a point where these streets is gonna be real desolate, real quiet. I won't necessarily say quiet, but it's gonna be real. What's the word I could use? Eerie. It's gonna be eerie because the noises you hear are gonna be, scary. Go hear people screaming, crying, pleading for mercy, calling on these false gods. And of course, you're gonna have the elect in the midst of this being delivered. They're gonna be in good health and good cheer. And with that, I say shalom.